Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Lebo Lion, and as promised, I am going to be giving you weekly videos about everything marketing, entrepreneurship, and mindset. We're still within the venue with the echo, and I apologize if it's hard for you to hear me. Please let me know in the comment section below and we'll work on it. We just have to fill out the rooms in the space and then everything will work out better. But until then, I think this is okay. It's better to have videos than not to have videos. So I'm really excited, and today I want to talk about something that I've been tweeting about a lot since the end of 2020, and I speak about it a lot when I give talks, and this is building a community.
You don't need to act so shady. This sex so baby. Hey, I can text you daily, so we gon' make you crazy, girl. Yeah. Forget about the problems, girl. Don't think. 9042, like drink.
You know, a lot of people think that marketing success and social media success are all about sales, right? They're all about sales and they're all about your follower count. So if you have a lot of followers, then you're succeeding. If you've got a lot of sales, then you're succeeding. And while sales can be a really great indication of your success, there are so many other things that are important to sustain your success. And there's so many things that can actually help you manage and design your success in a way that will help you ride through uncertainty. Remember, the theme for this year is uncertainty. So anything you do has to help you ride through uncertainty. And for me, building a community is probably the best way that you can equip yourself with the environment to help you ride through uncertainty and make sure that you're getting sales in your business and make sure that you are getting more followers and eyes and attention and views on everything that you're creating online. So that's why I want today's video to be about building a community. What do we mean when we say build a community? I think a lot of people have that misunderstood. You know, when we say build a community, we're saying it's beyond customers. It's beyond your clients. It's about building an environment of people or a group of people who really care about what you're about, right? And the reason why we call it a community is because it's not a one-sided interaction. It's a three-way thing. So you propose something, they communicate it back, you communicate it back, and it keeps going back and forth and back and forth. It's a communication, it's communication, it's a conversation. And that's something that's really important for your marketing efforts in 2021. Your customers are not stupid. Your customers are not robots. Your customers are people, right? And what makes people want to buy? What makes people proud of something? What makes people feel aligned to something is by being part of a community of like-minded people, right? We buy from people who are like us. We engage with content that we want to engage with or content that's about what we're about. We do not engage in things that we do not know. There's a huge fear of the unknown online and in life, just generally, it's human nature for people to be afraid of what they don't know. So it's normal for them to gravitate towards the spaces and places that have or talk about what they know or what they're interested in. And that's exactly what a community is. It's a group of people who have similar interests, similar values, and they're there for a specific reason, you know? So it can be people who love to bike, people who love biking long distances, people who love makeup, people who love face beads, who love glam, you know? It has to be a very specific thing. And why do communities work? Why don't we just say, just go for your customers? Why do we say build a community? The reason why we say build a community is because what happens is, in that conversation, what you are manufacturing is what would happen in a word of mouth situation, right? Because they say word of mouth is the most powerful marketing that you can have. And so what you're doing in that community is you're educating people about what you have to offer, then you're understanding what their needs and pain points are within what you're offering, right? And then you're giving them the affiliation that they need to be proud to be part of a community. And then they go out there and share with other people who are not part of the community. And that's what helps you manufacture this whole whole process of word of mouth. So that's what communities do for you. They speak for you when you're not in the room. They're your greatest advocates, and they're genuine about it. You don't have to pay anyone in your community to talk about you, and you don't have to do that because they were already looking for what you're offering, right? So your job is to make sure that they feel that what you are offering is the best for them, and that you're consistently and continuously meeting their needs in one way or another. So it's very important for us to understand that in this noisy social media era where there are a lot of products and there's a lot of messaging, what helps you stand apart is to make people see that whatever you're offering appeals to who they are, it appeals to their humanity, it appeals to their ego, it appeals to their desire for belonging. You know, you cannot just sell a product or a service. Nobody who's succeeding is doing that anymore. We're selling emotions, we're selling affiliation, we're selling belonging, and those things take a long time to do. But you know what helps you do that? Community. Community means that you don't have to do all the work for selling your product. Community means that you don't have to always do surveys and do all of these laborious things to understand what might not be working with your product, or when a customer had an unpleasant experience, you know. And it also protects you. Because once you have a community, what happens is, if there is an unfortunate event where somebody does have an unpleasant experience with your product, they're not going to go on social media and rant and write ugly and angry reviews. They're going to feel comfortable enough to talk to you about it. So they will send you a private email, or maybe put it in the group and say, guys, I bought this pan, but it's not working. Am I doing something wrong? Or, you know, is it because my pan is faulty? And you'll be able to see it. So it almost pacifies the customer, and I think maybe that's the wrong word, but it allows them to be more understanding when it comes to the shortcomings that your product or service might have. So communities are great, you know, and if you think about it from a real life on the ground perspective, what are the communities that you belong to? Whether it's your neighborhood, whether it's your favorite sport, or whatever the case may be, how do you feel towards those people? And how understanding are you towards those people when they do things that you might not like, you know? How open are you to having conversations with those people about anything and everything? You know, and conversation is key when it comes to communities, because in conversation, you're able to gain more familiarity with the person. Once we become familiar with people, we see them as human beings. And that humanizing, Hardy does again, and that humanizing of another person is what allows us to be more understanding. It's what makes us want to buy more. It's what makes us like each other more. It's what makes us talk about something even more. It's about the humanization of the thing. You know, once somebody knows that it's Lebo selling the product instead of just a company, their perspective changes. And so their contribution and commitment to my movement, to whatever I'm selling, is greater, it's more sincere, and it's more authentic. And that's what you want. Building a community isn't easy. And because of that, I'm going to be hosting a masterclass in March all about building your community. And I'll put all the details up on my Instagram and my Twitter and my website, so you can check that out when you've got time. But I'll be hosting a masterclass. It's going to be a two-hour masterclass on how to build a community. You don't just want customers, you want a community, right? We're ditching customers. We are going for community, because community is where sustainability is. Community is where legacy is. Community is where innovation resides, right? Community is where learning happens. You want to build a community. So I'm going to give you guys an exercise. I want you to go through your social media pages for your business, or for your hustle, or your brand, or whatever it may be, and I want you to look at how many of your followers do you know. And I'm not saying know personally, but like, you know them because they've been interacting with your content and it's been genuine interaction. Check the percentage of those people that you know versus the overall amount of followers that you have. And then you'll be able to see how big of a community you truly have, you know? Because there are people who can just be followers. There are people who can just buy once off. But do those once off customers contribute to the legacy of my business or to the sustainability of my business? No. In the same way that one follower who doesn't comment or do anything becomes dead weight. In fact, they actually impact my algorithm, and they impact my results, my social media results drastically. because they're not engaging and they're not participating. So it's almost like you're carrying dead weight, and it's going to reflect when brands ask you for your numbers, when they ask you for your engagement rates and things like that. So it's important to cut the fat. It's important to make sure that you're building communities and not just having customers, because customers can be once off. Customers can be people who buy once every 2 months, or just once a year. You never know. But what you need is a community, because community also stands for people who are consistently in your life, consistently within your business, consistently participating, and you know them. You know them without even trying to know them, because they reveal themselves to you. No matter what you do, they're there, and they're talking to you, and they're letting you know what they think and they feel. That is your community. The rest are just customers. Some are just dead weight even. So be careful of that, and I want you to assess that. Let me know what you've discovered, and tell me how you're going to embark on the process of building a community for 2021, so that you can ride through uncertainty and have an edge over other businesses who choose to see their customers as numbers instead of people, who choose to see customers instead of community. It's very important. But guys, check out my website, www.lebolion.com, and you can find everything we're talking about on the website, and cool articles on the Outsiders blog, so don't forget to subscribe to that. You can also listen to my podcast, the Lebo Lion podcast, where we talk everything marketing, entrepreneurship, and mindset. I also share the podcast on YouTube. It's just an audio format with the sound waves, so that you can listen to it on YouTube if you don't want to go on the other DSPs like SoundCloud, Spotify, and iTunes, Apple Podcasts. I keep saying iTunes. Apple Podcasts. Yeah, you can find my podcast, the Lebo Lion podcast, on SoundCloud, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Until then, guys, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment, let me know. I'm happy to engage with you. Let's start doing this community building. Let's be about this, and I'll let you know when the details for the masterclass are up on my website, because it's about time we start to build communities instead of just seeing people as numbers or customers. Until next time, toodles.